Centennial Beach on the shores of Boundary Bay Regional Park is one of Metro Vancouver's most popular regional parks. With its shallow waters, snow-capped mountain and city views, it is a destination for many day trippers from all over the region.
Ooh, look at this guy.
Two visitors frequenting the park this summer haven't come for picnics or swimming. They are researchers operating under permit.
We're here today in Centennial Beach. We're going all the way to Aldergrove and Colony Farm, and we're catching bees and we're counting flowers.
We are doing a research project on pollinators within the Metro Vancouver parks. We're catching all different types of wild pollinators. Wild bees is what we're focusing on.
The Regional Wild Pollinator Research Project is taking place in a dozen areas in regional parks throughout the summer. The project is a collaboration between Metro Vancouver and Simon Fraser University. Dr. Elizabeth Ellie, an expert on pollinators, is the lead researcher.
I'm a conservation ecologist, and so I'm interested in questions about patterns of biodiversity and how human activities affect the diversity of bees and what this means for the pollination services that they provide. Close to 90% of all flowering plants on this planet require an animal in order to reproduce. And in this region, that basically means they need a bee. So why does that matter? Well, the results of plant reproduction are seeds and fruits that are eaten by bears and birds and other wildlife. So it's really important for a functioning ecosystem.
Metro Vancouver, like many regions of the world, is feeling the impact of declining populations of wild pollinators. A number of projects aimed at increasing habitat for pollinators are in the works as part of Metro Vancouver's Ecological Health Action Plan. Because understanding what is good for bees is important for supporting our ecosystems.
We designed the project very much with Metro Vancouver's needs in mind. And their basic question was, can we say that these enhancements are worth all the effort we put into them? Are they also helping us to meet the other goals of our Environmental Health Action Plan by supporting pollinator diversity?
In this study, control sites which are untouched are being compared with sites where enhancements have been made.
We're looking at areas that are restored, where they've gone in and taken out invasive species like the blackberry and replanted native species. So we spend time at each location. We have butterfly nets, and we basically run around for 15 minutes and try and catch as many bees as we can while keeping track what flower we're catching them on.
Once we've got the bee in our net, we stop our timer so that the time stays the same, and then we transfer it into a jar so that we can identify it later in the lab. In the labels we say what flower it was caught on, who caught it, when did they catch it, where did they catch it, and then later in the lab we can know, okay, this bee was caught on this flower at this time with this person.
The only way to identify the 450 species we know we have in BC is to actually put them under a microscope and key them out.
When completed, the research project will inform operational and policy decisions made by Metro Vancouver.
And hopefully from this project we'll be able to see if the restoration and the replanting of native species is helping the wild pollinator community.
And at the same time, help educate people about the importance and diversity of pollinators in our region.
You know, you think of the normal black and white bumblebee, but they range. They can be as small as your little pinky or as big as your thumb. They can be green or black or blue. It's really crazy. I didn't know this stuff about bees before I started, and it's really interesting to learn about.
We have this attitude, it's a bug, squash it, especially something that can sting you, right? So people tend to be a little biased against bees. So take a moment to really look at bees, and you might be surprised at how adorable they are, and you might be able to appreciate that they're important in terms of their ecosystem function as well.